Oh. I'm already here! Okay. On the BroCast. Hey everyone, Commander Josh Hawkins here.
What the hell?
Oh, hold on. Whoa, God. This is what happens when the...
Oh, prepared we are.
Oh, prepared we are. Okay, let's try that again. I heard myself like echoing back. On the BroCast. All right. Hey, everyone. Commander Josh Hawkins here. Welcome to the BroCast. It's Sunday. It's that time once again. And oh my God, so much to talk about. Yesterday's events have left us with a bit of a tragedy that needs discussing. So in order to do that, of course, I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Commander Shibuka.
Hello there.
Commander Turchin Starstone.
Hello, folks.
And Commander Greytest.
Hellonian.
And just a little bit later on, as you can see right over here, we'll be joined by a special guest, Amelia Tyler, who is the voice of Rebecca. You guys have all heard her reading out the logs from the most recent ships that were discovered. Was it that? That was the Generation ships, right?
It was the Zorora, the
Zorora.
Rift ship.
Right, the Formadyne Rift ship, not the Generation ship, excuse me.
Mystery Rift ship.
So, stick around. We will have Amelia on here just a little bit later on to have a little chat and some discussion with. And for the time being, we are going to talk about what happened yesterday.
Dear Lord, holy shit.
Yeah, if you have not already heard.
It is.
It is.
It's a little late to hit that one, Turgeon.
Yeah, might be.
Sorry.
If you haven't already heard, Salome is dead.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
she is.
Much to the... Well, to the great disappointment of many, many, many commanders who participated in helping to protect her.
And contrary to many rumors spread by Galcop.
That she is still alive?
Yeah.
She is, I'm sorry, folks. She is 100%
Most definitely
dead
dead, yeah.
and not coming back.
Yes, she is definitely dead and not coming back. And,
But then they say that about every superhero that dies.
Well, if she comes back with a different
303, you
costume.
I will just say
Just said
this.
303.
I will just say this. Drew cannot bring her back because if he does, he will lose the respect of every person that took part in yesterday's events.
Yes.
True,
Well, there
yeah.
was a video going around, and I think that perhaps this is where that's coming from. There was a video going around that was showing, I think, Yuri picking up a occupied escape pod, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that is. I actually didn't see the video, but I've heard about it. I wouldn't pay any mind to that.
Pay no attention, folks. It is not true. It is not real. It was all hype, and Salome is in fact dead.
Yeah.
If you were not a part of the event yesterday, I've already uploaded a video on my YouTube channel. It's about 4 minutes long. If you watch that, it'll kind of catch you up to speed with what happened. There's some audio logs from the commanders that were involved. There's also a little snippet of Drew mentioning what may or may not happen in the future as a result of Salome being dead. You're certainly welcome to go check that out. And we have Shibuka and Greytest were actually involved in the process yesterday in the event, so they have a lot to talk about.
Very much so.
A whole lot to talk about.
In fact, are we allowed to kind of say what role you played, Greytest? Could we talk about that now?
Yeah, that should be okay by now. There's no real point of not giving it away, and many people know already.
Okay, well, Greytest actually played Sue. So all you people that were chasing Sue around trying to kill her was actually Greytest trying to avoid being killed by you guys.
Indeed, and fortunately we're successful in avoiding everyone trying to kill us.
Yes, at least 3 of the 4 people made it. And NVAB just joined the Hawk Flock. Thanks for the sub, NVAB. I don't know if you're watching or if that was just from another video, but welcome to the Hawk Flock, and thank you. Let's go ahead and pull up Elite Dangerous here, just so that we have this going at the same time.
I will say, Sam Zilborg just said it was obvious when some of my friend lists changed names. When Frontier changed Gray's name to Sue Annabelle Singh, people in the bro bar, it was so funny in our Discord watching.
Yeah.
They were all like, I made an announcement and I was like, I was telling everyone,
Yeah, you were teasing them big time.
I was like, make sure you have Sue Annabelle Singh added to your friends list, and everyone was like, I already have her. Did Frontier push out friend requests?
Yeah.
Did they just
Did they have it
automatically make me
already
friends with her?
auto set? Yeah. And then they're saying, I see greatest playing Elite, it says up there, but I can't find him in game.
Yeah, it was so funny.
No, it's okay, says Gray. It's been doing that all day. It shows I'm playing it when I'm not.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was great. I was loving that.
Oh, it was fun.
Oh, there was another hawk just screamed out there. Turgeon, I think it might be a day for you to be busting out the big guns for the hawk today.
Yes. Yeah, I can now.
I have a feeling there's going to be a few more of those popping up as the day goes by.
Say hello to my little friend.
Been a while.
Been a while, yeah.
Been a while since we've heard Andra.
Can I point out real quick that we do not have any breakups in there? It's clear, and we hear the full thing now.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
It's working, everybody.
Oh, well, hey to everyone
man.
in the chat. Let's just take a quick second. I see there was a lot of people waiting in chat before the show even started. I think every time the show starts is Lucci and someone else is in there. I don't remember who it is. Lucci, Coffee, and...
Oh, they live there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, they live in the chat. But I just noticed that there was a message. Let me just scroll up a little bit from Jay Britton is in the chat as well. Hello, Jay.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
Welcome.
Yeah, Jay is one of the voice actors for the... Well, he is the voice actor for the Zurara as well, right?
Yes.
The male locks there, yep.
He was
He
the
did.
guy who froze and or suffocated to death.
Froze and or suffocated.
The things you do for
Indeed.
Well, thank you, Jay, for
Yes,
suffering
everyone,
for
everyone
all the rest
give,
of us.
Everyone give Jay a salute. Everyone
Yes.
do it. Give him a round of applause. Yeah. I'm pretty sure when everyone heard that, there were goosebumps all around. Everybody,
Indeed.
everybody,
Awesome stuff.
give him lots of love.
Yes, and we talked about that on last week's BroCast. If you missed it, Shibuka's got a fantastic video up on his YouTube channel, the description of which you can find down below right now. And if you go check that out, you will be able to see that down there. Travis Lane has joined the Hawk Vlog. Thanks for the sub, Travis, and welcome. And there's a whole bunch of salutes going up in the chat for Jay. Great work, Jay. Excellent.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
chilled me to
got
the
it.
bone, says Sinclair
He
Research.
just said, my pleasure, you can also hear me die on the Hyperion and the Odysseus.
Man,
Oh, yeah. There you
Jay's got more lives than Salome.
go. Oh.
Too soon?
Dun, dun,
Sorry.
dun.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that was
little
maybe
too
too
soon.
soon.
Little too
that was a forte.
Yeah.
I apologize. It's slowing me down.
Alright, next time. That's what you'll get.
Yeah. That was. It just kind of came out. I'm so sorry. That was awful.
I think we should kind of start talking about the chain of events yesterday.
Absolutely,
what kind of
absolutely.
happened when?
Well, first things first. I want to say that. Well, first of all, my coping mechanism is humor. So I just made a joke when really I'm crying inside.
Yeah.
No,
If
but
you're crying
He
on the
actually
inside,
had to go to bed early yesterday. He was like, I
did go to bed
can't
early
take it.
last
I
night. Dude,
need
I
to go to
was
sleep.
emotionally drained yesterday. I could not take it. But no, seriously, I
goodness.
want to put a rumor to rest. I know the Children of Raxla and Lorne's Legion and all the guys that were really closely escorting and protecting Salome have gotten a lot of shit about people thinking that Harry Potter was part of that escort. And for those of you who don't know, Harry Potter was the one who killed Salome. Harry Potter was not part of the escort. Harry Potter had no access to any sensitive information. All he had was the information available to the general public. There were 2 Discord servers that were set up for this event. One was private, to where people who were close to the situation, closely escorting Salome and everything, had access to it. And the other
Mainly
one,
Children of Raxla.
right, mainly Children of Laxla, with Lauren's Legion and a couple other members of other player groups. And the other one
and Zeus Flight was in there as well.
right, Sue's Flight was in there. And the other one was the Premonition Allied Coordination server, and that was open to the public, open to anyone, and it was just a place to where we could get extra warm bodies in there.
What was the final count on people on there?
Oh Jesus! It was
like 3,000.
It was it was
more.
close to that.
Yeah.
And I think it was made pretty clear that PAC was supposed to be open to everyone because they wanted people to be involved in this.
Exactly.
And so we can't exclude even and I don't have any
Drew
personal
posted this
opinion.
Big thing
Yes,
up on
he
his
did.
page. Look, here's a massive bounty. Come on, everybody, and kill her. That's what he was saying. Come on,
Yeah.
he says.
Well,
And-
and I
hard
will
enough.
say, and
You can't complain if
Who-
someone does.
Kuha just said, what I don't understand is why people didn't kill Potter on site. And I will tell you this. I was in voice chat with Salome's VIP wing, with the shields, with the daggers, with everyone, with Drew and everyone. And Harry Potter popped up in Salome's instance near the beginning of the event. And the first thing I hear was, Harry Potter just showed up, take him out. Somebody kill him. Like, no one close to the situation, no one close to Salome and part of her escort trusted anyone in SDC. Everyone knew his intention, and he was labeled as such. What really happened yesterday was, first of all, it was instancing, because as soon as Harry Potter interdicted Salome, we all knew what was going on, and everyone was trying to get into that instance. We had, I think it was 2 different people were dropping into Salome's low wake and got stuck in that damn blue tunnel that I know you've all seen, and they were stuck there for about 90 seconds. And when you've got an experienced PvPer like Harry Potter going after a ship that, mind you, Salome's ship was heavily damaged. She could do a successful FSD jump to hyperspace about 30% of the time.
Yeah, there were some issues. There were some mistakes made on both sides, I think, but yeah, you have to give credit where credit's due. I think Harry Potter still did a pretty good job of actually chasing her down, because that is no easy task if you have that much of a defense organized. And even though they brag now and say, well, we infiltrated them and we told them to do stuff, which is kind of stupid.
It's what they do.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of sad that they brag themselves with that, because they said they were going to support, so...
Yeah. Well,
no one truly believed them.
No, of course
nobody believed it, and I think that's the general consensus of reactions that we've seen, is that everyone is like, why would they allow it to happen? And, well, why would they allow it to happen?
Exactly. They wouldn't.
Nobody allowed it to happen, but it did happen, and that's kind of the way it goes.
Let me remind you, everyone that was, making guesses as to how this event was going to go said Salome wasn't going to last 5 minutes in open. She lasted an hour and 45 minutes and was 6 jumps away from Tia Nizla. I mean,
which we might also say was a classic bit of running interference so that other people could.
Oh, absolutely. I
100%
believe that
the point.
Salome took part in this in order to get the heat off of Sue, Yuri, and Ran so that they could get the message out. I 100% guarantee you she was prepared to die and had contingencies in place.
But we also have to say that Drew did say that he had some sort of extra message planned for her to deliver should she survive.
Yep.
And we're kind of missing out on that part, of course, now. But the main task, the main objective of the whole event was still fulfilled by the other VIPs, making it there successfully.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And the fact that all of them made it, that's the impressive thing.
Yeah, and Gray can speak more on this, but huge props to the BroCast. Dear Lord.
Yes, they did an excellent job. Like, we didn't have much of preparation. I tried to get everyone organized a few weeks ahead of time. But in the end, it was like a last-minute kind of getting everyone together into the same wing and talking through how we're going to go about it. But in the end, it worked out so good. Like, I listened to other streamers who were following the event on different channels and from different angles. And it was so chaotic in most occasions. Not the case in our channel. It was such a good run. Like, we were jumping like nothing. We didn't have much interference with anybody on the waypoints, because we did have different waypoints, which I just figured out afterwards than Salome. So that helped as well, that we didn't have much heat actually on us. But we did manage to shake some pursuers, and in the end we did manage to successfully record all these logs in the T-Ogre system. and dock safely with 2 in the end and secure them, which was pretty nice and a very good job by all the people from the BroCast and also from the Colonia Militia Forces, the guys who joined us.
Yep. So congratulate
Pretty good
yourselves,
job.
everyone. You
Oh,
all did a great
absolutely.
job.
Big round of applause to all you guys. And I from what I understand, you guys were running like mock PvP and training missions and all kinds of stuff before the actual escort, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to get some interdiction and evading training in, and also we did some of sort of practice runs with a few setup waypoints where we tried to figure out how all of this works the best, how we can be as quick as possible and coordinate everyone. And yeah, that helped a lot, definitely.
Now, where was Iridium Wing during all of this, I wonder? Because you would imagine that they would have a considerable amount of experience with this sort of thing.
Good
I don't
point,
think
but
they've been. I don't think they've been active.
Yeah, I didn't
be
hear a
honest with
word
you.
about Iridium Wing during the whole event, so I don't think they joined it in any way.
Commander Rod Wader
maybe
is
else.
saying, I honestly didn't expect Salome to survive that long. I think, Rod, I think a lot of people agree with you on that including Drew, I'm sure, that he didn't expect Salome to survive that long. In fact, I'm pretty sure that they got, 6 jumps to the destination
Yep.
before she was finally killed.
She made it
That's
600.
why you hedge your bets over 4 participants, isn't it? So that one
Yeah.
will make it through. But
Mikkel
75%
Johnson
success rate.
just asked
That's
there,
pretty
so
good.
did all the information she knew make it with 2, or is any info lost? There is a part of information maybe lost. That's what we can say now, because apparently Salome had some sort of additional message or
She
hint
wanted to make one
deliver.
of her patented speeches.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she couldn't do that, of course. But Drew also pointed out that Salome, of course, was a pretty smart lady, and she might have taken some precautions. So we might figure out that additional information still in the future. We don't quite know yet.
It
Yeah.
just means there's one more mystery to write about.
Ravage,
Which is always good.
asked, Ravage asked what the condition of Salome's escape pod is. It was damaged in the heat damage that was taken during the chase. That was a joke.
So it was not
Um,
functional?
It was not. It was definitely not functional. She's dead. She's very dead.
Yes, for those of you just tuning in, Salome is dead, and I've actually been complimented in the comments of my video saying I'm one of the only people that was involved in this whole thing that actually knew how to pronounce her name right. And I wanted to say that I completely murdered and butchered her name many, many times before that, but I made sure to get it right in the video. It's true, though. There were so many people that were involved, and if you were listening in on the voice comms, everyone was saying Salome, or no, they were saying Salome,
It's
Salome,
Salome
Salome,
is basically like the understood American way to say it.
Yeah.
I've
Salome.
noticed, but I don't know.
We
man.
won't
It was-
argue about that.
I will say that a very large part of me is very upset that she's dead. Really wanted her to live and everything, but the storyteller and narrative part of me really believes that this is a much more impactful story now with her becoming a martyr.
Yeah, it's it makes a bigger hook in story terms.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a much more dramatic story, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If it had only been her, then it would be rubbish. But there's
Yeah.
not. That's the point. There's
Or
like
if-
acolytes to take up her flag and her cause.
Exactly.
That's the
And
way you keep
Drew
things
put
rolling.
out a tweet this morning. I want to just bring it up because it was a great quote, and it really embodies exactly what this is all about. And I mean, especially when it comes to writing a book. If you're looking for an ending, here it is. To make an end is to make a beginning, is what he tweeted out.
Yep.
So Salome may have died, but that is the beginning of a new story that is now going to have to take place of Salome, and someone's going to have to continue to carry that torch.
Well, whoever reads a book that starts and they lived happily ever after.
Disney, all the Disney movies. Every Star Wars movie except for Rogue One.
Oh man.
And spoiler alert: if you haven't watched Rogue One, nobody lives happily ever after in that movie.
Nobody lives.
It is like the saddest movie ever. Honestly, I could not believe that the ending in that. I expected someone to survive. Like, holy crap.
But yeah, so Kuyong says in chat there, Sue will take place of Salome. Quite well done.
I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see. I'm currently in conversation with Drew how the further proceedings will be, and we'll see. I cannot say anything else to that, really.
You mean you don't want to be running around as Sue anymore?
He
He
still
doesn't
has
want to give the
practice
dress
his-
back. That's what it is.
We'll have to figure it
He
out.
likes that dress. He's not giving it back.
Well,
Have they
face is
changed your
pretty
name
good.
yet?
This is the Firefly of the
No,
job. That
I'm
dress is
still
not coming
definitely
back.
called to do Annabelle Sing, and that won't change until I request it. Yeah, we'll see. That's all I can say.
Pink frills. That's what it is. he's got Kaylee's dress there. He's not giving that back.
He's still practicing his high-pitched women's voice.
I'm a lady. I'm a lady.
Oh man, nah,
Well-
but it was a fantastic event, and I was telling some people in the BroCast Discord last night that last night rivals Distant Worlds as my favorite gaming experience.
Let's get a quick show in chat. How many people were actually involved while you continue to tell us this story? Just if
yeah.
you were involved last night, just put in the chat, or yesterday afternoon, put in the chat, protect or attack. I want to know what side you were on. Let's see how many people were
By
actually
the
there.
way, apparently we had some issues with assigning. Like several people entered on Shibuka's list, but weren't assigned the proper role, and I'm very sorry for that, guys. I hope you still found a place to take part in that event. We just had some coordination issues, as I said.
Okay, sorry, just had a heart attack.
Holy crap, the chat.
Okay, there's yeah, chat's like exploding.
There was of course a third.
Thank you, Miguel.
Oh yes, good. You got that noise. Yeah.
that was the noise. Yeah, I don't. You guys don't hear it until it pops up on the stream, but it scares the crap out of me. So, thank you, Miguel.
Well done, Miguel.
It's just I always forget that noise is quite loud, especially in my headphones. Anyhow, thank you very Miguel. Thank you very Miguel for the donation. Yeah, thank you very much for the donation, Miguel.
For the much donation.
Hawk heart attack.
For whole Hawked attack.
Oh jeez.
Okay,
no,
so
but-
lots of people were involved, and Shibuka, sorry, I completely
you're fine.
interrupted you there. So
I was just gonna say, comparing last night's event to Distant Worlds, Ducros was saying that it was like condensing 4 months of Distant Worlds into 2 hours, and that was very much the case. Like, it was so intense and so ridiculous, and I know a lot of people wanted to take part, and we all know how Frontier has instancing as an issue. So if you didn't really get to take part and you're just kind of flying around aimlessly, I know a lot of you did. I'm sorry that it was like that. You need to get with Frontier about that. But on the whole, like I'm just happy that I got to take part. I saw Salome a couple times. I interdicted a couple hostels, and it was great fun, especially hearing all of the organization and all the coordination and voice comms. It was absolutely ridiculous.
were you in the CNC channel, the operations channel? Or?
Yes, I was in the operations channel.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was just and a lot of people were asking me, Shibuka, did you cry? I will admit that there was one time I got teared up, and that was when we got the live confirmation in chat that Sue made it to her destination. And I'm not gonna lie, I got my HTC Vive got a little fogged up. But just hearing that she made it, I was like, oh Jesus, thank you, the BroCast not screwing this up. I'm just kidding, guys. You guys are awesome. But it was just an amazing experience, and it was the first time.
I can say a little bit more about that. As I said before, we didn't have much trouble on the waypoints because our waypoints were different from Salomé's, and I still think that the main focus of all the opposition was definitely on Salomé. The few people that tried to interdict Sue were not really having much success there. So we were pretty much racing through the waypoints. And then I think like 45 minutes after the go, we hit Tionisla and we're sitting in the USS there, where we received the further instructions to go to Tiorge and secure those listening post logs. And we were done with that like 10 or 15 minutes later. So we were pretty quick in doing that. It was actually a bit later, like half an hour later maybe, because we had to figure out which logs we already scanned and which not. So that was actually the most dangerous situation because we were sitting in Tiorge for quite a while. So if anyone would have actually gone after us and dropped in there, they would have had a good chance of interdicting Sue in Super Cruise. But fortunately that didn't really happen, or my escorts just kept the space clear. And we were able to successfully secure the logs, I think, in about 1.5 hours after the go.
Now, what's interesting...
That was quite a roller coaster as well, because that was right around the time when, like 15 minutes later, Salome, we got the confirmation that Salome actually died. So that was quite excitement, and then all the way down to sadness.
I was winged up with Dagger Wing, and... it was Delta Centauri was the guy who was flying the ship that I was multi-crew in, and I had just joined in for capturing video, which unfortunately there wasn't much video to capture because we were basically just a scout ship and, flying around, and we heard, like, the reports coming in from the CNC Discord chat. So we heard when Sue made it to the destination, and that was like, I was like, "Whoa, okay, great, one of them made it there." And then when the message that Salome had been killed came over, and I'm not like Shibuka, I have not gotten as involved in all the lore and tinfoilery as he has, so I wouldn't consider myself an expert in any way, shape, or form on all of the happenings around the books because I haven't read the books, but I could feel, like, just through the tone and the feeling that was coming over comms is that everyone was just so upset about it, and like, some people sounded like they were ready to go off and cry, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is terrible.
It was a very, very somber atmosphere.
Very somber.
Everyone in Children of Raxla, everyone in Lauren's Legion. I mean, Lauren's Legion is named after Kahina Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone there, it was very somber. We're all very, very invested in her character, very invested in what's been going on, very invested in the Formula 9 Rift, all the mysteries, what she stands for, what she's trying to do. That it was tough, man. It was tough. It's something that, this is a video game, and these are, they're not real people, blah, 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 say what you will. But just the fact that, we've put so much time and effort and dedicated so much of ourselves to this story, that when you find out that not only is this chapter over, but this person that you've dedicated the past, it's been 6-7 weeks we've been preparing for this now, that she died.
Just let it all out, Shibuka. Let it all out. It's okay.
I'm not getting emotional.
You're in
I'm
a
just
safe
saying,
place. You're in a safe place.
I am in a safe place.
Nobody's going to judge you here.
It is. It's okay.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. No, but Baroness Galaxy posted something on Reddit that I'm going to link for you guys now. Feel free to read it, but it's really a good representation of how a lot of people felt about it, especially where Children of Raxla stands now and everything. That I really encourage you guys to read it. It's a really good read, and kind of gives you an idea of, if you're not invested in the story, or even if you are, just kind of I just encourage you to read it. It's really good.
I'm a little confused about something. This is completely off topic, but when I just looked at the system map here, which I'll get back to here in just a sec, I've never heard of water magma before. Has anyone heard of water magma?
Isn't that
Not particularly.
Well, that's water magma.
I never
Look at the
heard
volcanism on
term.
this planet. Water magma.
I never heard the term, but
I know
what I
that-
think it refers to is basically water volcanism, which means you have, instead of molten stone in the underground, which comes to the surface as volcanoes, you have molten ice, i.e. water, in the underground,
like,
which comes to the surface as geysers.
I guess that's possible, but I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to try and say volcanism one more time.
Volcanism?
Volcanism.
What?
You're just doing a nuclear vessel or something.
What?
Have it again. Have it again.
Water.
Stop bugging me!
But yeah,
I can't
like-
help
like
it, Great
Titan.
Tess.
I'm German and I will stick to it!
Yes, but don't you pronounce the letter V in Germany, don't you? Isn't that what Volkswagen is? Or do you
No,
do you call it
no.
Volkswagen?
No,
It's somewhere
I'll tell you how
between
you
the
pronounce
two.
it. It's Volkswagen.
Volkswagen?
Volkswagen, that's how we
Vol-
pronounce it. We don't have the
V,
letter
you see?
V. We have W, which we pronounce V, as in like Wendy's, for example, or whatever.
Yeah. So W is your. Wait, did you say Wendy's?
V-
Or...
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Wendy's, like Wendy's, the burger restaurant.
We don't pronounce it Wendy's, we pronounce it
Burgers.
Wendy's. We have
Wendy's.
quite a different ring to it, yeah.
I like how Josh's German sounds suspiciously Russian.
It's all the same, isn't it?
Hello, my name is Greatest,
Close
and
enough.
I am from Germany. Yeah, just like that.
Vulcanism.
Oh, Lord.
So you should have called it Falcanism.
Germany via Moscow.
Sorry,
yeah, Tim,
Great Tess. I
we're
couldn't help
country
myself.
neighbors. We're Stroopwafel bros.
Stroopwafel
At
bro.
least Tim sticks to me.
The Stroop
Like the-
flows
like this-
across
like
the
this-
border.
like
in
the
the
syrup in the
waffles.
stroopwafel. you guys are
Like
like
the
two
song,
halves
which
of a
is the song?
stroopwafel bound together by what? By your strange
Caramel.
Let's not
accents.
go there.
All
Bound
right.
together by caramel.
Bound together,
Well, I
bound
forget
together by
that old song.
sticky,
now.
delicious
That
caramel.
old buddy's song.
Now, I gotta say, the galactic core here, we're almost 1,000 light years above the core, and we're kind of looking down at it from this perspective, and it is bright. Holy crap! Like, look at that. Just takes
Wow,
up,
yeah.
just takes up the entire sky. It's the only thing lighting
miss
up
the
this planet.
core. I like after this event especially. I have the urge to go back out towards the core,
you see, well, that makes
but
sense.
also
because
towards the
core-
back in the other
you know,
direction.
the core
Both.
is so very pink, and it matches that frilly dress of yours. So I can understand when I head back to the core while you've got Sue's frilly dress.
Oh man. Nah, like I.
You're never gonna live it
especially-
down,
Is that
Great Test.
Raspberry Ripple or Bacon World? What is it? That one that you've got
I
there?
like Bacon World. That's nice. Actually, it
Is
looks.
it Raspberry Ripple Planet or Bacon World?
It looks
it's a
like-
bit fatty for bacon.
It
Sweet
looks
bacon.
like somebody got into a fight with a mountain lion or something.
Yeah,
This
it's,
doesn't
it's
look like skin and blood.
flayed flesh world.
Yeah.
It's fat and claw marks. Just don't.
Josh,
find
you
the
were a
thing that made those
brave
claw
man
marks.
flying like that 40%.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. It's
Ladder
almost like I'm
40.
not actually flying at all. I kind of want.
40.
I have this this sort of like itch to go to the other planet and take a look at the water magma if I could actually find it. Of course, I could spend the entire broadcast
Well,
looking
it would
for it,
be
of course.
it would
but
be a cool shot to get to the other planet and then get the this planet and the galactic core.
yeah,
the
well,
same
you know
shot.
what? It's a 0.24 gravity world, and we're in a system with a black hole at the center. So, yeah, it could be interesting. I'll go check that out. I'll go take a look. See if maybe we can find some water magma vulcanism.
Titan. Yeah.
Lord.
All right, I'm gonna eat a little bit more toast here.
I need a snack. I texted my wife not too long ago asking for a snack. She never texts me back. I think she's ignoring me.
I gotta eat my toast, otherwise I can't drink my beer.
You two sitting there. Look at this. One's nomming away and one's going, come on, waiter, where's my dinner?
Koo Young would just ask if I'm stuck for eternity with Tsu in Elite now. Very much not so, because my account got renamed, and I certainly do not want to give up Greatest as the commander he was before for being Tsu. So there will definitely be a renaming to Greatest at some point. But we don't quite figure the conditions of that out yet. If there's going to be any more story before that, or if it's done for now, we will see. I cannot really tell you anything about that just now.
There is more to come, I'm sure, to this story, but I have a feeling that we're not going to find it out anytime soon. We're probably going to have to wait until the book to know what
Probably,
happens next.
yeah. Very much possible.
Because, I mean, with such a large player event, I mean, I don't think that they're going to do another event like that anytime soon. Although the book is, you know, all based on player events in the game, so, you know, other things will affect the outcome of the story, but what exactly? I don't know.
I have a feeling that this definitely isn't the last we'll hear of the Formidine Rift mystery. Most definitely. I think
we will know more in the future. We just don't know if the characters will be still involved.
Right. This is the repercussions of what happened yesterday are going to be very far-reaching. Like, you know, this is a huge conspiracy that's getting brought to light, and there's going to be a lot of people who are very unhappy.
I did not actually get any notification over comms that the other two people had made it safely to their destination. The only one that we heard over comms was Sue. So, what was going on in the command channel there, Shibuka?
I think Ran Carson was just a little bit behind Sue. I think he was pretty quick about finishing as well, but he had some issues at the very beginning of his waypoints.
Yeah.
And I think Yuri took his time, like with the confirmation that Yuri made it came in quite. Is he in chat?
Yeah, Yuri's in chat right now.
Oh,
Yuri's
nice.
in chat.
How did it go for you, Yuri? Give us some feedback here. How did your race go?
Yes, and for those of you who don't know, Yuri Nakamura is a member of the Children of Raxla. He was the VIP on the Xbox side that needed an escort from 46 Aerodania to Team Isla.
Right.
Charles McManamy says Ran was about 10 minutes later than Sue, so yeah, he was not far behind.
Yep, and there was a Cobra Wing that was escorting Ran Corson, so props to them too. They did a fantastic job.
They took care of the whole Ran Corson part of things. Yeah, pretty well done.
I'm also curious, in the chat, if you guys would go ahead and leave a comment there, who believes that this was all a setup and who believes it was not? I just want to know what the general consensus is on how many people think that this was the intent from the beginning, was to get Salome killed.
I will chime in with this while people are putting this into chat. First of all, I want to say Yuri said that they took it slow and steady. Very nice job. Very proud. I feel like that was really the way to go, even though Gray and Ran apparently, booked it and made out well as well. So, very good job. I will say that I don't think it was 100% scripted. I'm pretty sure that, if no one had managed to interdict Salome and the instancing gods were on her side 100%, Drew couldn't really be like, oh, my ship malfunctioned, it just exploded. Like, she could have lived, is what I'm saying. Do I feel like Drew wanted Salome to die? Yes, because that makes for a
Ooh. It does.
That's a confirmed yes there.
It is my personal opinion that as a storyteller and as a writer, Drew kind of preferred, maybe subconsciously, but I feel like Drew preferred her to die so that A, like we said, she becomes a martyr, and B, it has a huge impact on the reader when they're so involved in especially since
That's
this is
very
a
true.
sequel. They've read Reclamation. They've watched her transform from an imperial senator's daughter who was an absolute brat into this figurehead of the Children of Raxla, this organization that is trying to bring all of these, you know, mysterious mysteries and all these conspiracies to light. She's their figurehead now. She's a complete badass.
Well, not anymore. Not anymore.
Well, I'm speaking in the past tense, but they've watched her go through this transformation, and they're reading premonition now. Maybe they weren't paying attention to what was going on in the game. Maybe they are, and they're just you know, sucked into it and kind of forgetting about it. Even if you know what's going to happen, reading about her dying like that is going to have a huge emotional impact.
Yeah, and I mean,
Huge.
experiencing it live here during the event, I think is still different from reading it than if it's written down by Drew, because the live experience is still very distant. Like, you weren't in the wing, you weren't in the ship, you only hear that she died over comms pretty much for most of the people involved. Or you basically just read it somewhere or see it in a video. But if
how our
Drew
wing
gets
heard.
to write this whole story down and put it into the book, I'm sure he can stir the feelings there and get some tears out of each of us.
I am going to
because
be using
that's going to be intense.
as a bookmark when I'm reading that book.
Well, there is going to be one interesting point that's been brought up in several places. Comments on my video, comments on Twitter, comments on Reddit. How exactly is he going to write Harry Potter killed Salome?
Well, he goes by another name on Twitch. Starts with a B. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
That's probably what he's going to use.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that would make sense.
And I personally think that because of the very weighted statement that he put on his own site, he basically put a huge wanted poster on his own site, inciting everybody to go out there and kill her. So he was wanting as many people as possible to go after her. So he was deliberately shortening the odds against her making it. But that's as far as I'll go in terms of whether he actually wanted.
Apparently, there was some shady stuff going on as well with the SDC being so involved in the public server that they actively rejected join requests over there to keep people out. Basically,
that was something that was circulating. I heard that as well.
No confirmation whatsoever if that is true or not. It's just something I heard, and if that's the case, I feel that's pretty sad, because if they actively
repeat that?
The rumor is that they actively kept people out from the public servers, like they didn't accept applications or whatever.
Yeah, they were saying that they
PAC?
didn't meet. Yeah, PAC was rejecting applicants because they didn't meet specific requirements, so they were making it more difficult for people to join up. And, people were complaining
ridiculous.
about that.
That's completely ridiculous. And let me say, this is also a rumor that's been going around. Children of Raxla was not in charge of PAC, in the least. A couple of us were in there to keep an eye on things and, you know, monitor progression and everything, but we were not in charge of that Discord server. Anything that was decided on that Discord server was up to the admirals or whoever was running that Discord server. But if that was meant to be a 100% public place, because I was in that Discord watching when Harry Potter joined, and I will 100% admit right now, I right-clicked on his name and I banned him. I banned Harry Potter when he first joined it, and then that was met with a little bit of resistance, so they let him back in. But if they were not letting certain people in, you take it up with them. That's messed up.
Yeah, and I mean, some people over there might actually have been against Salome as well, because it was a completely public server, but them just rejecting anyone of joining to increase their own chances of successfully killing her is kind of messed up, I feel like.
Wow. What else can you expect from them, really?
Yeah.
So,
not much.
It's a typical sort of, sad and cowardly move, really.
If it's true, I don't know.
What are the Children of Raxla going to do now that they're
That's a
leader,
good
quote
question.
unquote, is
I think
is
right
dead.
now it's just a big downtime, catching a breath,
Yeah,
and
a lot
gathering
of-
forces again.
Yeah, a lot of the leaders of the Children of Raxla are pretty burnt out right now.
I would imagine so. They put a lot of effort into all of this, and they've been
You
preparing for this
cannot
for a long time.
imagine how much coordination and
ridiculous.
communication
There
effort
were
was behind this.
3 to 4 practices a week for the past 4 weeks.
Well, because this is a group of players that are not PvPers,
Yeah,
so
I
they wanted to make
actually-
sure they were going to do the best job they could to protect her in the event of an attack.
Yeah, I want to read you guys a short snippet from Baron Galaxy's Reddit post. I feel like he put this into words in a way that I feel like I can't do right now. But I want to read this to you. Salome died 6 jumps off from her final destination after almost 2 hours of constant harassment from hardcore PvP players. We interdicted many of them. She was well protected by all of us. We swarmed around her like bees around her queen. We almost made it. A bit less FSD malfunctions or instancing blue tunneling could have made the difference, but here is the real truth. Children of Raxla was outstanding, and if someone would have said the scenario a month ago, people would have laughed. They would have claimed instancing would screw her over within 2 minutes, or that PvP veterans would teach those Children of Raxla peeps a lesson. Instead, we showed ourselves at its best. A bunch of PvE explorers and lore keepers gathering in such a short time, and in the end keeping her alive for so long that she almost made it. Drew at the end commended everyone in our channel. We were with so many, and he was proud. He said to us, "To each end comes a beginning." We cried tears while smiling at those words. I mean, Children of Raxla, we're not PvP pilots. And we kept Salome alive for almost 2 hours, and she made it 3/4 of the way to her destination. I mean, I feel like that's incredible.
Yeah, it was 2 hours that you guys kept her alive, almost 2 hours at least, and an excellent effort on everyone's part who participated. I heard some of the speeches afterwards, even in the little Discord channel that I was in. They were giving each other, pats on the back and saying, "Hey, you know what? This wasn't our fault. We did the best that we could." And sometimes shit happens, right?
That's one way to put it. It's a nice way to put it.
Well, that was kind of the attitude that I was hearing from a lot of people. They're like, trying to keep their spirits up and saying, "Hey, it happens. It's at the end of the day, 3 of the 4 people made it. That was a successful mission in their eyes."
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just as surprised as everyone else that she lasted so long. I'll be honest. I didn't take part in many of the practices, mostly because I have a 4-month-old. And I don't really have time to play much anymore. But if you would have asked me before it started, how long do I think she's going to last? If I was being honest with you, I would have told you half-hour tops. Because I'm pretty sure the longest an advanced NPC that was being chased lasted in open was about half an hour before yesterday.
Salome even got interdicted by an NPC at one point.
Oh, yes, that was hysterical. Because... for those of you who don't know, Drew was flying as Salome yesterday, and we're all in comms, and all of a sudden you hear Drew go, "I'm being interdicted!" And we're all like, "Oh God, this is the end. This is the end." And then you hear Drew, and everyone's like, "Who is it? Who is it?" And Drew's like, "It's an NPC!" And everyone in the chat just bursted into laughter. And everyone was like, "Drew, don't get killed by an NPC. Do not get killed by an NPC."
Oh my God! Imagine that.
I'm pretty sure
we
that's
had
gonna
the
make
same.
it.
We had the same happen to Tsu in the final system in Teorgia while we were flying from one listening post to another, because it was quite a trouble to find out which one we've already scanned to get all 7 logs out of there.
Oh yeah.
So we were flying around in the system for quite a while, and there was one NPC who actually managed to get an interdiction going in that system, but it wasn't hard to evade.
Yeah, I think that interdiction is going to make it into the book, because the first thing Drew asked when he jumped away was, "What was that NPC's name?"
Yeah, well,
I'm pretty sure it's going to make it into the book. And it's
Awesome.
funny because the name of his ship was Heart.
Oh.
And anyone who knows anything Heart and Soul Nebula, it's going to be funny.
I thought his ship
It's
was
gonna
supposed
be
to be called the
nice.
Seven Veils.
No, the NPC that interdicted him.
Oh, the end.
That
okay.
ship name was
Is it the
Heart.
heart?
Well, considering some of the randomly generated NPCs' names are rather interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
be
Rebecca
a-
is actually in the game as an NPC, funnily enough. And if that had been the commander name that interdicted Salome, I'm pretty sure I would have shit my pants.
Well, we're going to have to look in on that because I've actually heard through, I think it was one of the bros who posted this saying, what is there, like a galactic conspiracy going on? And they were showing images of a station that's actually populated with Hawkinses. And I was like, no way, there's a whole bunch of Hawkins in the galaxy. So,
On the mission board, yep.
on the mission board, there's actually a system that has quite a few of those Hawkins in there. So maybe it was one of my relatives, or maybe it was a member of Starstone Industries.
Yeah, you haven't seen any Starstones out there yet. Thankfully.
Not yet. Well, that's because they're all out hiding from the
You don't
corporation,
see them,
right?
They're all in the,
Callum
the
Blake is
shadows.
asking, who is this Rebecca then?
Rebecca.
I think
Shibuka can tell us
we
a
know
little
a
bit about
little
her.
bit more now. That's basically
Well,
the immediate
quickest
result
analogy.
of this event is that we found those 7 logs at
She's
the
like
end.
Drew's Gandalf, really.
Well, kind of. We got a little bit more insight on who she was, or was pretty much. Because in one of the logs she says that she was part of them. We still don't have a concrete word on who them are, but we do know that she used to be one of them and basically got a consciousness shot, whatever, I don't know. And basically tried to turn on them and tried to reveal the truth, but they of course didn't take too kindly to that and silenced her.
Right, and Zenith just said she's like the main character from Drew's Oolite saga, which was his if from those of you who don't know, Oolite was a remake of
The original Elite.
First
original
Encounters.
Elite,
Okay,
No,
the
well,
original.
just the original Elite, yeah.
Gotcha. It was a fan-made remake of that, and Drew
Reskinned
wrote
and whatever.
fan fiction for that
Yeah.
before he wrote Reclamation.
Yep.
She was the main character from that.
But that unfortunately is not considered canon. But the character
Not
still the character still got carried over to Reclamation. So if you want to know a little bit more about the backstory of that character, I definitely recommend you checking Oolite out. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But
So, someone is keeping an eye on the Discord, I'm sure, for our guest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do.
We do indeed.
Okay, excellent. I just noticed before I jumped out of the system that this star has a outer radius ring of 11.8 million kilometers. So before I jump out,
Ooh, it's a biggie.
I'm gonna take a look at that. And I just heard the hawk scream a couple of times. There was Noah Powell, Fix Your Mind, and the last one I didn't quite catch right there. Maybe someone else could catch that, but a couple people joined. Oh, they're the token one. So thanks for the subs, guys, and welcome to the Hawk Flock.
Yeah, by the way, Tim is pretty upset about, I think it was on Obsidian Ant's interview with Drew, that Drew said the stroopwafels were coming from Belgium.
Oh,
Ooh.
He was pretty salty
Sacrilege.
about it.
Shame.
Sacrilege! My goodness! How
Yeah.
could
in the
they?
meantime,
Hey Hawk, subscribe this.
I do miss that. I
Yeah,
gotta
such a
say,
joy
I've
to
missed
hear
that.
the full jingles again. It's pretty
the full
cool.
ones,
Yeah, it's nice that it's not getting cut off. What did you do to fix it, Turgeon? Like, what
It
was the
was,
problem?
Magic.
Yes, it was jiggery pokery. Yeah.
Jiggery pokery. Oh, there's another one. Get it ready. Paul Fitzgibbons joined the Hawk Flock as well.
All right then.
Shoot it. Shoot the bloody hawk.
That's not enough shooting in that one, though, is it? How about
Not
this one?
enough. Yeah, that one works.
Markety sizzle, Mr. Hawk. Nom nom, tastes like chicken.
Oh Lord.
Amelia
Oh,
just
wow.
popped up in chat. She said she's going to be with us in 2 minutes.
All right.
Okay, excellent. And
That means
while
we've
we're
got a
waiting
double
for
axe.
her, I'm gonna take
And
a quick
I think I
look.
can say right now we do have an extra bonus guest today. Should we bring him online at the same time or kind of staggered? What do you think?
Let's do one at a time. I think it'll be a little easier just so we can not overload our questions all in one shot.
Okay, then, dear special guest, you will have to be patient for a few more minutes, please.
Let me just quickly show you guys this. Take a look on the stream. So here is the star with the inner ring. God, the hawk is just going crazy. I might have to turn the hawk off. Here's the star with the inner ring. And
the bloody hawk, yeah.
if you look out by that gas planet over there, you'll see a faint line off in the distance that goes across the horizon. That is actually the outer ring over there. It is way out there. And
David
it's quite
Potter
faint,
just
too.
subbed to you and he said in chat, no relation.
Well, that's good to know, right?
Tim goes, Potter!
I'm going to go take a look at this outer ring.
Relax,
real quick.
guys. False alarm.
Yeah,
Everything is cool.
Welcome. And now, the Thargoids will eat your brains. Nom nom.
That
Ooh.
last sound
Here
always.
is-
Ugh.
Okay. I don't know how you did those sounds, Sturgeon. So here it is.
You
Here's
don't want to know.
here's the extra little outer ring part of this star. It's very faint. It's very hard to make out. But you can kind of see it right here. There's a bit of a bar going across the screen. But that is a ways out from the star. I mean, look how far the star is. That star's way over there.
What'd you say, 11 million kilometers?
It's 11 million kilometers out. I mean, you could just vaguely make it out across the backdrop of the galactic core here. But it is stretching out quite a ways. I'm going to see if I can get to the end of it. And I'm kind of
that's
curious.
spider
It's so thin you can probably fly through it. I think you should try.
Yeah.
At full speed, please.
40%. You try.
Full speed.
Yeah.
Full speed. I'm
No,
going to
that
approach
is a
it.
spider web. If it
Oh,
wasn't
it
near
is.
the core, you wouldn't see it at all.
I can't even see it. I just passed the edge of it. I know the edge is right there somewhere, but I've done this a few times where I'm flying around one of these things and don't even see the ring, and next thing you know, boom, you're pulled out of Super Cruise and take a little bit of damage.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
pretty
even
much
going to risk
impossible
that
to
one.
spot on stream.
Yeah, I'm not going to risk that one. It's there somewhere. It is very, very faint, and I'm just going to move on to the next system, and we can bring our guest in here. Someone want to pull her down? Are we in live, by the way, or are we still sitting in the green room?
We're
like we
sitting in
always
the
do?
green room, but who
We're
cares?
sitting, yeah, but Amelia will have to join one of the voice channels so we can drag her down, please.
Yes, so I'm assuming she is probably listening. So if you're listening,
hope so.
Amelia, please join one of the voice channels, and then we will bring you down to where we are right now. Someone let me know when you drag her in here, please.
Yeah.
Will do.
Josh, you're making me want to go exploring again,
All right,
especially
pulling her
after all
down.
this weekend.
Special guest coming in, gentlemen.
All right. Is she here?
Yes.
Yes.
No, she is. Hello, Amelia.
Hello.
Welcome to the BroCast.
Nice to be here.
Oh,
this
you
is
say that
new.
now.
Everything. Oh, okay. Bring it.
That's what we like to hear.
Ah, there you go. You'll fit right in. Well, thanks for joining us today. And
No worries. Give me 2 seconds. I'm getting some feedback.
no problem. Yeah, you might have to
no,
turn the
we
stream
got it,
off.
got it.
We used to grade us being robotic. Don't worry about it.
How's it going?
It's
Talking
going.
about anything interesting?
Oh, you
Oh,
know.
nothing. Just something
been-
happened yesterday, but nobody's really
slow
interested, I
weekend.
think.
No,
Yeah.
there's not much going on at the moment.
Not really. Nothing.
Nah.
Nothing nothing special.
Just
Nothing
just
really
a few
newsworthy.
big old ships discovered out in space, but apart from
Yeah.
that, not much now.
Yeah, there's that.
What's that?
Yeah, there's also
Yeah, a
that.
couple of people were online last night or something. I don't know.
I heard
There's a
someone
handful.
died, but you know,
Lots
people die
of
all the
that.
time.
That view of the galaxy
Space.
map was very impressive. Like it was
Yeah,
a field
bad.
of green. I'm not lying.
A field of green.
Indeed, yeah. I have
Sounds
like
almost
300,
poetic.
300 people on my friends list, and just
Oh.
everywhere was green.
fun.
That view, yeah, I know.
Fair
I actually
weather friends.
I took a couple
Sue's
of
friends, not really
videos of that,
yours.
as a matter of fact. I got one really good video of the green field you're talking about, Great Test, where all the friends are showing up. And what was really interesting is that I thought they were individuals, but if you clicked on any of those systems, it was like 12 or 13 or 20 people in each system. So very, very interesting indeed. So Amelia, you are the voice actress of Rebecca.
I am, and
one other.
Also Officer Gant on
Officer
Venusian.
Gant.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the other ship, the Venusian. So, now I don't know much about Rebecca. Shibuka's the Rebecca Pro and Greatest as well. But I mean, we understand that Rebecca has an important part to play in this whole story. Do you follow the character? I mean, do you know what role Rebecca actually has in the story?
I had absolutely no clue who Rebecca was when I first voiced for her, and I'm kind of glad, to be honest. I was just told Maggie Smith in space, which is just the coolest brief for a movie ever. I would watch the hell out of that film. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't know the significance at the time, because how are you going to react to that? I had no idea what was coming. So these logs were found, and then my Twitter set itself on fire and melted, and it's kind of not stopped since. It was quite the experience. So I've been playing catch up. I'd never even spoken to Drew before the day the Zerara was found. So we kind of hit each other up in Twitter direct messages and just kind of like, "Hello, how are you?"
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks for the words, and he was like, "Thanks for the voice," and we've been chatting ever since. But he I don't know. I feel like I've been playing catch up ever since, because I'd heard of Elite before I voiced for them, but I didn't know the details and I hadn't played. So now that this has all exploded, I've kind of got that on one side to deal with, and then I'm furiously trying to figure out what the hell is going on, so that I don't make an idiot of myself in situations like this. And I've got Drew's book as well. I've got Reclamation sat on my desk going, "Read me when you've got 5 minutes." And so I've got through like a chapter of that. I've got a lot of research to do.
Well, don't
I have
worry.
to say,
Awesome.
You're not alone
impressive.
in here without a lot of information. I have not read the books either, and I probably should, because I've had Drew on the show before.
Yeah.
So I'm always playing catch up, but I have these guys to back me up. So
Yeah.
But you
there's
said-
just so much out there. It's a very cool universe to suddenly find myself plonked in,
it really
where there's
is.
so much backstory, because we don't usually get that. For voice acting, you may be given a low-res picture or something and a brief character synopsis. But you don't get this. You don't get, "Oh, and by the way, go back and read the fiction I wrote back in whenever it was," because
long
that
time
details
ago.
her life story. Like, oh, okay then.
I'm mighty impressed that with such little instructions, you managed to absolutely nail that character.
Oh,
Like, even just that the fact that you sound so old and that you've seen so much.
He means that in the nicest way possible.
To the recordings. He was
Yes.
referring
I
to
don't
the
know. I'm pretty
recordings.
husky today, to be honest. I've been
It's
talking a lot on
absolutely
various
stunning.
first chats. Oh, thank you. Well, it's partly down to some really spot-on direction from Drew, and it's partly down to the audio team at Frontier, because my God, they know how to direct actors.
They are
It's
geniuses.
such.
Yeah.
I can't express to you how much of a pleasure that session was, because I love what I do, but some sessions are easier than others, and
So
they
tell
just
us-
wanted to let us play.
Who
Yeah.
did you meet there?
Like the
Because Shibuka and I met quite a few of them over at PAX in Boston just a month or so ago, and I'm curious, who did you get to meet and hang out with?
Oh, don't make me remember names. Anybody who knows me knows I am absolutely rubbish with names. Hang on a second, I had some notes written down here. Like, literally, before phone calls, I write my own name down, just in case I don't.
You just have to remember lines. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Just lines.
Tell me what to say, and I'm fine.
Exactly.
Tell me to actually. I think it was Ross Stack that I recorded with, and there was somebody else there as well. I forget.
You have to say that
Ooh.
the Elite sound team, there's no single part in the game where they didn't do an absolutely fantastic job.
Yeah.
Like each ship sounds different and absolutely great, and the environments, the music, everything is so
just
spot
even the
on.
little
It's very impressive.
clicks at the beginning of recordings. It's all glorious, and it makes me all shuddery happy.
Yeah, and just the fact that only with such a quite short voice recording, you can cause so much feels in people. Like I got the shivers hearing those recordings the first and even the second time. It's very very humbling.
They are just so good.
Yeah.
I was really overwhelmed, especially by the stuff that was done on the background sound in the Venetian, because I'd recorded that dry. There was no noise going on. It was just me. Am I allowed to swear on this stream?
Depends on the swearing. I mean, yes, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of middle grade swearing. Yeah.
Middle grade swearing.
I was losing my S in a padded room.
You could say that.
Basically.
Thanks for asking, though. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's okay. I like to check because I swear a lot.
We all do.
But I didn't know, I was given the basics of what was going on and what the room was like, and they gave me the information I needed, because I think if you get too much direction in that kind of situation, it's kind of overwhelming and you can't concentrate on the performance. But then to hear it back for the first time in God knows how long, and I was just there.
Yeah.
And you so rarely hear that kind of detail in a background first. But I love recording audio logs. They're my favorite thing to do in games. I know it's kind of, there's a love-hate relationship with them in the gaming community, but I like listening to them and I like recording them. But you so rarely hear that, like the babies crying in the background and the it puts you there. And
so
Drew
this was not the first game
so
you've
much
done voice work for.
We say it's been missing, and this has really added to it.
Yeah. Well, it must feel so weird for you guys, especially if I know they've had station voices out there for a while, and there've been the odd bit of voice work, but to have been out in, especially with the distance you have to travel to get to the Zerara, being out there in the black for so long, and then to suddenly hear an actual human voice.
Yeah, it was
Must be
really weird.
well.
I was in the Discord server with the first people to find that ship and the voice logs and everything, and when they got to the ship and the first person scanned that first that log and the voice came on, they were like, holy shit, there's voices, and we're all just like losing our minds.
Yeah, because that was the first occasion in this game. You have to remember that.
Yeah,
was that on stream?
Well, official
not.
voice logs.
Yeah,
Turgeon and I actually have a little experience with voice logs of our own that are tied to the game in a non-official way, mind you. But actually, no, I can't say non-official. I think that the voice logs that Commander Shannon Day had from my series are official canon for Canon Interstellar, at least. And they did make it into Galnet. So technically, if they're in Galnet, then they are kind of part of the game as well, right?
Yeah, technically counts.
Yeah.
So technically.
But it was just so insane to... Sorry, carry on.
No, you're the guest. Keep carrying on.
I don't have anything important to say. Don't put that pressure on me.
None of us do.
No,
it doesn't.
we really don't.
Oh, that's all right then. Pressure off.
We just enjoy listening to the voice.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll do that thing then. That talking thing. No, it was really cool talking to. We were over on DJ's stream a couple of nights ago and talking to Drew for the first time, because we'd never spoken to him. We'd typed to him, but I'd never heard his voice actually speaking to me. So that was really cool. And he seemed, we haven't talked about it, but he seemed to be hinting that maybe he'd be interested in, now that there are actors on board, maybe seeing if his book could be translated to an audio drama. I might have got really hopeful about this entire concept.
Yes,
to be something it isn't. But it sounded like that was something he was at least toying with in his brain, and that had been made
before.
Reclamation, the prequel to the book he's writing now, did come out with an audiobook, and he's in conversation with Frontier about doing an audiobook for the new one.
Yeah.
But it's really up to Frontier with
kind of different to a radio drama that's full on like an audio book, but of the whole But
Yeah, we had a discussion yesterday as well about the new logs discovered in the Tiogra system, unfortunately not being voice acted, because those are logs signed by R as well, and we're kind of sad because those logs are in the middle of the bubble, so many people can actually go there and check them out themselves. In opposition to the Formidine Rift, which is quite far away, so not many people actually want to go out there just for these logs. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I don't know why that's the case.
Well, funnily enough, I have had quite a few messages about that. But unfortunately,
They'll be on the phone to you soon enough.
Yeah, there have been a lot of people on Twitter getting in touch with me and like, would you come on my stream and read these logs, or would you come on my stream and blah blah blah, or would you record this for me? Or
one of them might have been me, possibly.
Might have been you, Greg.
Maybe possibly.
And I'm so sorry I couldn't say yes, but I'm really aware that this isn't my character. This is Drew's character, and this is Frontier's thing. And while I would love to do it, like right now, I would play that woman till the end of time. But I don't want to overstep that boundary.
No, it's okay though, because
you have to read it in a Scottish accent. Or
Well, actually, I think
make her even older.
I think that Great has said that he was going to read the logs for us in a woman's voice. So,
nice.
That's a negative. No.
Yeah, because he was playing a female character yesterday, and he's really gotten into this character so much that he wants to stay in the character. So we were going to give him an opportunity to show us his voice acting skills.
Shabuka's our resident female voice impersonator.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. I love you all.
It's like a special skill.
No, it's just because he doesn't have to try hard. He has the highest pitch voice of all of us, so it comes natural to him.
Now you get an idea of what I deal with
on a weekly basis.
Well, I mean, I can't do it, Shabuka. I can't sound like a woman at all. Come on. What kind of woman would I be?
Just turn off the fry, Josh, and you're set.
Cracky, horrible. I can't do hyper choice. You can do a falsetto, though. I can.
And you sound old, at least.
Can I say I can sound pretty old? Yeah, I suppose I can. I mean, I am
Rebecca
old.
Was
so.
really Rebecca. Oh, shush.
Well,
how old are you?
Oh, 40.
Nah.
40. No.
You're only 4 years ahead of me. Stop moaning.
Well, I said
Rebecca
old.
Was
I didn't say
older.
geriatric
old. When we first recorded for her, we ran through a few different versions of it because we'd just been given Maggie Smith in space, so we were playing with some stuff and seeing how she sounded, and she was like in one of the takes like full on old, like you needed a stair lift and incontinence pads, like it would have been a mess. So we kind of reeled it back a little bit.
So that's how involved voice acting gets?
I would, well,
yeah.
I don't know. How method would I go for that? I hope I wouldn't lose teeth. I've got a lot of cats, so I'm kind of there.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Did you say cats? You have cats, right?
Yeah, I have 3 cats. So,
actually,
so I'm
you
kind
know
of
what?
halfway to Mad Cat Lady.
I'm going to land my ship here, and then I have a picture of you that I pulled off your Twitter that I hope you don't mind me sharing with everyone. That maybe you can explain to us. So I had to prepare for this. I had to prepare a little bit.
Now you're getting the hang of the Hawkins here.
I mean, listen.
I'm locked in the basement. I'm not in England anymore. Do you help me?
Contrary to popular belief, I actually do prepare for at least 5 minutes before the show. So.
Oh my god, you're a professional.
I know. Yeah. Very professional.
Except when the dogs are barking in the background.
Yeah, except for when my dogs are barking. Your cats are probably bigger than my dogs, mind you, but let's see. Let's get some landing gear down and put this puppy down. Got a beautiful view here, by the way. I don't know if you're watching the stream at all. And you said you hadn't played Elite Dangerous, but since you've done voice acting, have you played the game at all? Did they give you a free copy at least?
They haven't, but in fairness, I haven't asked. I think they've been a bit busy. They've been a bit busy. Yeah, I'm sure that I actually want to get myself, because I haven't online gamed for a long time. I actually put myself on a self-imposed ban of online gaming, and I've been saying it was a couple of years back for a while, and I suddenly realized the other day it was a decade ago. So that's troubling.
Well,
yeah,
so what type of online games were you playing?
I did play Day of Defeat Source. I was in a clan for about a year, and it was great fun. sniping people and hitting them with shovels, but it ate my life. I have no self-control. It was 6 a.m. and I had to get up at 9 and do voice work, and it was wrecking my throat, and I wasn't getting enough sleep, so I had to be strict. I'm very much an all or nothing person, so I just went, no, I can't do this anymore. And then when all the Elite stuff kicked off last week, I was like, oh, I should plug my gaming headset in and get on a Discord with some friends of mine. And I went to plug it in. I was like, where's the mic in now? Why is my headset not working? And like, I'd been away from gaming so long, technology had moved on. So I had to go out and get myself a new headset. I feel so old right now. It's absolutely untrue.
Well, I completely know how you feel. When I first found out about Elite Dangerous, the very first thing I realized is I had nothing that I needed in order to play the game, and it was quite an expensive endeavor, actually, just to get set up again for playing a video game like this. Because, I mean, unlike most games where you can just use your keyboard and mouse, which, I mean, a lot of people do. I was actually surprised to see how many people do. I think the best way to experience this game is with a HOTAS setup, an actual throttle and joystick.
Well, so you didn't play the original Elite, did you, like I did back in 1980, when you played with the keyboard? That was it. Yes, just
I was
the
3.
keyboard.
in 1984?
Yeah.
Oh, right, Turgeon is old. We forgot. He's the old one.
I'm old. I'm very old.
You win.
Yep, Turgeon totally wins. Oh, wait, did I not save that picture? I swear I saved that picture. Now I have to go looking for it again. Hang on a sec. Stalking commencing.
What have you
So much
found?
professional comment.
I will find it, don't worry.
Definitely.
This is like my nightmare, you realise, because I've got no shame when it comes to uploading Instagram photos of me looking like an idiot.
Okay, well, while I look for this photo...
Well, that's the cat thing. You see.
Oh,
here it is.
That's okay.
Cats,
You can post
photographs.
as many
It does that to you. You have 3 cats.
Yeah.
You upload photographs.
I do.
I found
one of them may possibly have its own Instagram account. I'm not sure how this happened to me. I swear I'm not the sort of person who'd normally set up an Instagram account for a cat. That's weird, isn't it?
It is
Okay,
weird.
well, I've got the image right now.
Somebody
Here it
has an
is.
account for their dogs.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
It's up on the stream. It's up on the stream right now. So
He only
Quickly
follows
changes
other
the
animals,
subject.
maybe you could tell us a little bit about this picture.
Oh, nice one.
Oh my goodness.
I like that.
What I'm most impressed about this is that the noses line up perfectly.
Thanks. Yeah,
Yeah,
that took some skill. Well, that's Matt. So I had just finished. I perform in medieval banquets and murder mysteries and stuff, and I think that was a couple of weeks back. I just finished doing a 1940s murder mystery show, which is why my hair is insane because it's all been anyway. And we went to the pub afterwards. That's basically the end of that story.
Oh.
Yeah. ... I'm an idiot, by the way. Yeah.
Well, the chat loves it. The chat loves it. They're saying it's a perfect picture.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, the chat wouldn't they?
Well, especially...
Cat lady confirmed, yes.
Yes, absolutely. As if the picture was needed, to be honest.
I think Ross Sanchez is in
well
love,
known
actually.
as a soft touch when it comes to felines.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take the picture down. I do have another picture of you here, though.
Oh my god.
This is like terrifying. This is your life.
Should I stop?
Your Instagram.
Should I stop?
No, go for it.
Okay, because this is another one here.
I'm an actor. We're literally impossible to embarrass.
Well, I figure if you
That's a
uploaded
challenge.
it, you can't be that embarrassed, right?
Come on, I can.
So here, this was a picture you took of yourself. I'm assuming it says at the bathroom at the BAFTA Awards, which you were at recently.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what happened at BAFTA? What were you doing there?
That was the BAFTA Games Awards a few weeks back, and Elite was up for Best Evolving Game. And that was a really weird night, aside from the fact that I'd done my traditional thing of not deciding what I was going to wear until the night before and then realising I'd put on half a stone and had nothing that fitted, so having to emergency cobble together an outfit. But
And everyone
also,
except Turgeon doesn't know what a stone is.
too much weight. I'd eaten a lot of cake. Cake's good. I like cake.
Cake is delicious.
But also at that point, I was allowed to talk about the fact my voice was in Elite, but I couldn't say anything more than that. The logs hadn't been discovered.
True.
So I kept having, and it was the same for a few different games. Yeah, but I've never been in such a public situation where there's this big swish meeting of all these people in dinner jackets and stuff. I couldn't say a thing, and there were other developers that I have worked with that I got chatting to, and I was like, "Hey, where are you guys from?" And they tell me the company they were from, and the back of my head was going, "I'm in your next game." And I couldn't tell them because I take NDAs really seriously, and I'd signed an NDA with the audio department, and I didn't want to.
Jay's got some as well, hasn't he? He's Mr.
What do you mean he's got something? I'm sure he's got lots.
He's Mr. Award-winning fellow, isn't he?
He is in fact sitting in the voice channel again, so we could pull him in now.
Drag him in, Mr. Award-winner.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and take your picture down now, but I did have some other questions that I wanted to ask you as well. So
okay.
Yes, I'll bet.
No more picture-related questions, mind you, but. There was kind of like a feline look to that dress as well. It almost had like a tiger stripes, but like black tiger stripes. So
yeah, the cat thing follows me around a lot. I was nicknamed the cat by my performance capture mocap group.
Oh.
We got together and it was categorized by the way that they move, and they're just like, well, you're just a cat. You're a house cat. You're not a wild cat. You're a house cat. A cat that knows where its next meal's coming from. Like nothing's a threat, which is so the opposite of how I am in real life.
Self-assured Grace.
To Jay Britton, who joined us in voice now.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Here, I got to turn your volume down just a little bit.
Oh boy, another amazing voice.
Jay, can you give us a?
He's got to turn your awesome down just a little.
Yeah, can you give us a quick sound check there?
1 2 1 2. I'm dying on a spaceship.
He sounds a little like you sound a little bit like Commander Ascorbius, actually. Does anyone else notice that similarity?
A bit, yes, a bit, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe they are one and the same. Well, welcome to the BroCast, Jay.
My pleasure. Good to be here. You have an awesome voice, by the way. I just want to say that.
Well, why, thank you. So do you.
He's aware of it. You don't need to tell him.
If that head could get any bigger.
Yeah, let's do a very quick round of introductions here for everyone, of course, because I don't even think for Amelia we did a proper round of introductions of the actual bros, who you have none of which we have actually spoken before. So, at least not that I know. Gray, Shibuka, you guys said you had known Amelia, or you knew her or something like that. Had you guys spoken before?
Only because of the Zorora video.
Oh, okay. Only because of the Zorora video. Okay.
Back and forth on Twitter.
Well, let's do a very quick round of introductions, not just for ourselves, but also for everyone else watching right now. So my name is Commander Josh Hawkins, and I am joined by our co-hosts. We have 4 of us here on the BroCast. There is myself. There is Commander Shibuka.
That's me.
There's Commander Turgeon Starstone.
Hello there.
And Commander Greytest.
That'd be me. Hello, Liam.
And now for our 2 guests, we have Amelia Tyler.
Hello.
I was just going to do the voice for you. I was going to be like,
oh, okay, you do it, yeah.
I told you this
Amelia.
Told you.
And now we have joining us as well, Jay Britton.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Excellent.
I'm doing all right.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So Jay is also one of the voice actors for the Zurara ship as well. And you voiced the dying... were you a doctor, was it?
I think he was just like a crew hand. Just down and dirty. Like dock worker was basically the brief I was given for the recording.
Dock worker.
You're honest Joe in space. That's what...
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
You played a pretty crucial role in the voice recordings for that as well, and the story that you told was quite chilling.
No pun intended.
Hashtag too soon.
Just I didn't have that one. Sorry, I was in.
Thank you, Thurgood. Thank you.
Nice sound effects.
we were questioning actually how exactly you died in the end. Was it freezing? Was it starvation? Was it the virus? What was it?
I was quite disappointed actually when I heard the logs, simply because we had recorded some beautiful death gurgles and
Oh no!
you can just about hear it in the last log. There's sort of this at the end, but that went on for like another 20 minutes. I mean, I really went for it.
It would have just added so much to that. It just would have added so much.
Sinclair.
And then there's another log that's just the gurgle. Yeah.
Like a snuff log.
Well, you're
my
laughing
goodness.
right now, but I think just today there was another generation ship discovered. I don't
Really?
think that one was voiced by any of you two, right? I think what's the name?
No, depends.
I don't recall.
It started with a T, I believe.
Thetis. Was it?
Ah, no,
Please.
that
Yeah.
that wasn't me.
And on
But I
that
want to
ship,
find out who it is.
on that ship, we actually have like an additional log, which is just very weird noises.
Oh, it's creepy.
You'll have
Ah.
to check it out for yourself. Maybe someone can drop a link in chat for the people.
Yeah,
I don't have it on hand right now.
I've got
that's interesting. I saw somebody fiddling with that audio.
I have to just quickly put this out there, by the way, for Jay and Amelia, since you're new on our show. The chat right now is exploding with Dutch Challenge. I don't know if you see that. A Dutch Challenge, Dutch, da 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 da.
I just assumed it was something filthy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not Dutch oven.
It's like a Dutch oven.
Everything Dutch is filthy, especially the Dutch Challenge. It's filthy. We dirty the language terribly.
Yeah, right.
But I'll quickly explain what the Dutch Challenge is, because we should have warned you of this. If
Where's
suddenly
the fun
you
at?
disconnect, we know what happened. So every week we get a Dutch quote from one of our viewers, and we take turns trying to read
Just
out
say it.
the
It's making a
quote.
dreadful mistake.
It's pretty awful.
It is.
But of course, now that you guys are on, we're going to have you
Oh,
participate
this
in the
one's
Dutch
extra
Challenge.
bad. I just saw
Oh, is it?
Extra
It's
bad.
extra bad.
Yeah, I've just put it in admin.
It's in admin already. Okay.
Oh Lord.
It's
I'm just trying to
bad.
stabilize my
Terrified.
camera here a little bit. Okay, let me get this up on the screen, and we'll get this out of the way right away. Oh goodness, should we translate this and so we know what we're saying
can't,
beforehand?
I like the mystery.
Okay, it says Salome in there, so I think we're okay. It's
Oh.
nothing very dirty.
No,
Is it going to be insensitive?
No, it's not. Actually.
It's not insensitive.
Tim's
I
being
see
deep
the-
here.
Okay, good.
No,
good,
Tim's
good.
being deep.
Okay, Tim did a good job. All right, so I'm going to bring this up, and let's see if I can get this
And
going proper.
Savi will actually manage to complete a sentence. today.
Yeah, she might be
When
able
I-
to. Okay, well,
I
go
think
ahead and
that's
cue
what-
up the Savvy quote. Or
She will. Right,
thing.
here she goes.
It's time for the Dutch Challenge, where your hosts always make proper Muppets of themselves, eh?
There you go.
All right.
God, it has
No.
its own
Yeah,
theme
actually
music.
completed
That's
it.
beautiful.
Now,
we have the
normally
music as
we
well.
play some traditional Dutch music in the background, but I've been pushing my luck with that because I steal it from some other channel on YouTube that just has Dutch music. I don't want to get hit by a copyright law. So usually when I do that, we have to talk over it and we got to do it very quickly. But here we go. The Dutch Challenge is actually up on the live stream right now.
It's in chat as well.
It is in chat as well. But if you have the live
my
stream
God.
up, yeah, exactly.
That's what we think every single time.
Every week we look at this and go, he's making that up. That's not a real language.
It kind of feels like it's sometimes like that is definitely not real. So why don't you go ahead and let's. Okay, so Jay, you're the latecomer to the show, so let's go ahead and
Oh,
have
God,
you.
that means I go last, right?
First
No,
in, last time out.
no. You get to be the first one. And since you did, I think they were saying you did a good Boston accent before. I don't know if that was supposed to be Boston or New York. I'm going to challenge you.
Sully, yeah.
I'm going to challenge you to do the Dutch challenge in that accent.
You want me to read Dutch? in a Boston voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
This will not
What
end
is
well.
this?
Like it
going
wasn't
on
challenging
here?
enough as it was. So
It's
Of course not.
It's proper Chief Wiggum.
that's it.
Fine.
So we'll give you a second to prepare yourself.
All right. Okay. Jeez. Now I thought it was going to be fun doing it just Dutch, but jeez, right.
Hey,
All right.
have fun with it, however you want.
Okay. I'm going to pretend this is the most serious thing I've ever read in my entire life.
And I'm gonna give you a tip as well. Okay. Read it as quickly as you can because Dutch is best pronounced when it just sort of rolls off the tongue instead of trying
It's
to
best
pronounce the
pronounced
words.
when you actually don't pronounce it.
Or you're drunk,
Exactly.
you know.
Or you're
Right,
drunk.
this could be very important.
Could be.
Here we go. I'm going to roll into it. Here we go. Do I need to do it like the Zurara man? Like I'm dying?
if you want to, we can add a whole other level to this. You're a dying
dying
Bostonite.
Okay.
What's
Look,
my
I got something
motivation?
very important to tell
You're
you.
dying.
Gosh, this is important stuff, all right? De dood van ik belangrijk karate bedenkt, hè? Niet hereinde wende mystery. De dood van Salome wordt het mystery alleen van me verder.
That was
Yes,
brilliant.
very well done.
Very, very well done.
Red Sox.
Red Sox.
That was great, man.
A cup of coffee.
That was fantastic. We'll get some scores are going to pop up here in the chat here soon enough.
Slacks. Yep.
So, how about we have one of the bros go next? Amelia, we'll spare you the second round so you can actually hear it once or twice.
Work myself up to it.
I'll go second.
I'm going to open a beer before I try the Dutch challenge. So, Shibuka, you want to go second?
Yep.
Go right ahead.
All right. De dude van it. Oh shit. Belangrijk character betekent niet het inde van een mystery. De dude van Salome weet het mystery alleen maar verder.
Hooray! Turgeon, don't we have some cheers for that?
What?
What? What?
What did you say? What?
What? You sound so angry.
What?
I said, don't we have some
What did you
cheers?
just say, sir?
The cheers, the clapping, the
Sorry,
ovation.
I
didn't
just
deserve
didn't think
applause
he
for
merited
that
one.
I did not.
Oh.
deserve applause.
sorry,
I hold
Shibuka.
no grudges, Turgeon. That was done very well. I appreciate that.
All right. Great test. Well, great
I
test
could
kind
have
of.
that.
What?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how come you're saying what? That's usually like, what? Okay, so let's get Grey Test up next, and then we'll have Amelia and then myself and Turgeon go.
Okay.
So, Grey Test. Do you want to challenge yourself, Grey Test, to maybe try and do that in a Boston accent as well?
I thought you were going to say do it in
I would
Sue's
not
voice.
even dare to do so because I have no clue.
Oh, right. No. You were going to do Sue's voice, right? So there you go.
No Boston.
All right, I'll do it for bros.
All right, he's going to do it for the Rose. All right, Grey Test as Sue Singh. Sue Annabelle Singh.
De dood van een belangrijk karakter betekent niet het einde van een mystery. De dood van Salome wordt het mystery allen vermelden.
Ah.
Take a bow.
Right, okay.
See, he's got to do it.
Microphone because I was dying. Oh my god.
I think from now on, Grey Test is going to have to do the Dutch challenge in a different voice because he's kind of cheating. He speaks German and it's very similar in written form.
Ish.
So you see how easy
not
he
really.
read it. I mean, he looks at these sometimes. He's like, "Oh, I know what that means. I can translate it for you right now." Like, yeah, okay, buddy. All
I'll
right.
do it backwards.
Spooky a lot says some we came out.
Do you want to borrow one of Rebecca's pads?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or the adult pins.
We got some extra
Yes.
depends for you here.
Oh god.
All right, Amelia, how would you like to do
Okay.
this? Do you want to do
How are
this
we
in
gonna
just normal
follow up
voice
that?
or?
It's totally your call.
I'm not even sure if I could
Yeah.
do that as a little old lady. I'm having trouble enough turning off the German thing. It's going to go German. It just is.
Go for it. Just go for it.
Okay. Oh God. Die doet van no, hang on. Die doet van in belangrijk Charakter bedenkt, niet het eine van in mystery. Die dude van Salome wordt het mystery alleen maar verder.
Hooray!
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
So, it's pretty good. Yeah.
All right.
Usually such a stickler for pronunciation. Oh God.
I think that was at least the closest to actual Dutch that we had so far.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. You're gonna, Turgeon, do we have a voice
I
recording
do
of
have
Tim
I
again?
do have Tim's sample. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
so
gonna
we'll play
hear
that at
Tim say it at the end, and it just
It doesn't sound anything
And
like
you're gonna
that.
go-
different. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
You're gonna be like, what?
What? No.
What? All right, let me give this a go. De dude van in Belingrik character betekent niet het eind van in mystery. De dude van Salome wordt het mystery allen maar verder.
I'm definitely getting the lowest score today.
Well, you don't know.
I hope
It's
Tim's
in
keeping
hands.
track.
It's in Tim's hands.
Salome. They said you need to roll your eshes.
Roll your
Salome.
ash. Yeah.
Roll your
Go
eshes.
on.
Like
Salome.
Roll
Smack
your
panic.
ash.
The
Double
dude
corner.
van in Belangrijk. Character.
Character.
Lose your swine about what was fair.
I think my favorite Dutch challenge was the one where I did it in Batman's voice.
Oh, yeah.
God, that was a
Turgeon did it as
nightmare.
Sean Connery, and Josh did it as Borat. I think that was the best Dutch challenge I've ever
Oh
done.
my God.
Can I just
That
go
was
back
crazy.
every time for the Dutch challenge?
Yeah.
You could. You know what we should have is we should have like a bro roundup where we bring all the bros and sisses of the past shows and get them all on here just for like one long Dutch challenge episode.
Yeah,
We
2 hour
also,
Dutch
Oh
we
my
also
God.
need to make a clip for YouTube of just cutting together all of the Dutch
The Dutch
challenges we've
challenges.
done. I think so.
You know what? Here's a
Please find
challenge.
it Anyway.
Here's a challenge for anyone watching right now who wants to take that upon themselves. I challenge you to go back through all of the broadcasts and find where we did the Dutch challenge in every episode and just get that recording and send it over to me.
What a nightmare.
I will give you full credit for that, of course.
Lazy
So-
bastard.
Ascorbius
do
is
any
taking
work
off. Take it
himself.
easy, Ascorbius. Thanks for joining in, man.
See you, man.
Okay.
All
And
right, yeah,
that leaves
I'll have a
Turgeon.
go then. What it's worth.
You sound really excited about this.
I do, yeah.
Oh, we always are.
Every single time.
All right. De dood van in belangrijk karakter betekent niet het einde van een mysterie. De dood van Salome werd het mysterie alleen maar verder.
Yeah, definitely giving last place today.
Shabukin has just given up on
I
himself.
can't do it. No, I'm American. I can do an
You're
American
American.
accent, and that is
God
it.
damn it, I'm an American.
The joys of being American, isn't it?
No,
Shabuka, hey?
no.
Now, well, that's
All right.
not fair, you see, because all us Brits
So,
here,
do
we
we
can all do
Should we
American
doubt
accents.
yourself?
Scores already.
No.
No, can we get Tim's rendition of the Dutch
Oh,
challenge up
yeah,
in here?
sorry, I haven't played Tim's, have I?
And
Scores
he
in
said the
Discord.
scores are in Discord, so I'll read those out
Are you
here in
ready?
just a sec.
Are you ready for Tim's? And you'll go, what?
Yes, ready for Tim's.
De dood van een belangrijk karakter betekent niet het einde van een mysterie. De dood van Salome voert het mysterie alleen maar verder.
Get out of here.
No, you gotta play that one more time. Play that one more time.
You ready?
De dood van een belangrijk karakter betekent niet het einde van een mysterie. De dood van Salome voert het mysterie alleen maar verder.
The only thing I heard was
Well-
Salome.
Yeah.
You know,
All I heard.
you know that like the old 1980s, 90s cassette recorders when something
Yeah.
went wrong and it started chewing the tape up.
Yeah, that's what that is.
No, that's my only copy.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's what that is.
That's exactly what
Wow.
it sounds like, actually. Good call.
And by the way, what that sentence actually meant was the death of an important character does not mean the end of a mystery. The death of Salome only fuels the mystery further.
Hell yeah.
Very well done.
All right, and here's some scores for everyone. So, Jay, you got a 7.8 on 10, but I'm giving you an honorary 9 on 10 just for the accent, because that was
Absolutely.
well done.
Yeah,
Well
the
done.
accent
That's
was.
got on the CV. I'll start all emails to casting directors with that from now on.
Who did we
Start
have
your
second?
show reel with that.
Shibuka, you were second. You had a 6.5 on 10.
Yeah.
Gray Test, of course, got a 9.5 on 10. I got a 6.7. So, and Amelia, you got a 6 on 10. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Turgeon, you got the 9.6.
9.6.
The winner, Turgeon Starstone, has
Very
won
well
this
done.
week's Dutch
Yeah,
Challenge.
thanks.
Well
I feel
done,
like
guys.
You beat Gray by 0.1 points.
Boy,
and I feel
oh, no, I don't know what
I feel like-
marking
I feel
system
like
Tim
the
has here.
reason-
It's a very Tim marking system.
I don't think Gray was convincing enough as a woman.
I
Perhaps
actually
that's
have
what
to
it
agree there.
was.
I don't think I earned the 9.5 there, but whatever.
Not as convincing. If you'd read it in your female voice, Chibuka, you see.
Oh,
That
we
would-
would have
that
won
would
for
have nailed
sure.
it.
I'm gonna
Well,
pass.
nailed it.
Turgeon,
I'm
Just-
gonna pass.
give us
Just
the
to
real
say,
pass.
for the guests, just so you know, the points don't mean anything at all, and
Whose line is it anyway?
Points mean prizes. No, points mean
exactly.
I have to speak to my manager about this. Outrage.
I was sure there were prizes on this show.
He was going to get really smug with me for a minute, then I was
I'm
never
gonna
going
get
to hear the
I
end
had
of
a
it.
t-shirt made up. I won the Dutch challenge.
And I'll get
All I
one,
got was
one
a
made
round.
up with an arrow pointing in your direction that says it means
Yeah.
nothing.
I think what you can get is you'll get a T-shirt that says "I was on the BroCast and all I got was a 7.8 on the Dutch Challenge."
Minor knowledge of a foreign language.
I don't know what knowledge you got from that, but
Yeah.
we've been doing this for like a year, and I still don't know a thing in Dutch. I couldn't even tell you a single word. Oh wait, stroopwafels. I know that word.
See,
That's about
that's the thing. I
extent of
collect like random words from languages, but I have no memory for them. Like I started learning Portuguese for a while, and I can only remember the word for chicken and something really filthy, and and German. I only remember tiny bits from school, apart from my two favorite words, and that's it. Like it's just gone. I did exams in this, can't remember it.
Yeah, German I can understand a little bit when I hear it, but don't ask me to speak it. But I
Yeah.
speak fluent French because I'm Canadian and I live in Quebec. And
It's archaic French to us.
Handy.
yeah, it's a little bit of an archaic French. It's not quite
But
like the
we
European
only
French.
had that on stream like once and way back. You should speak French more often.
Oh no, nobody from France wants to hear me speak French. Only the Quebecers want to hear me speak French because my ex was from France and she came to Quebec. I don't know what she was doing here. She was like on vacation or something and decided to stay a little while longer before we met. And she could not speak a word of English, but she would not allow me to speak French. She was like, no, stop it. She said the accent was so bad when I spoke French that she just couldn't stand to hear it, and she would rather not understand me at all. So.
I'm starting to sense
Much
why
like the
she's
rest
an
of
ex.
us.
That's like a weird way of saying shh. Just stand in the corner and look pretty.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt sometimes, but it's okay. But at least I understood what she was saying, thank goodness. And she learned English slowly, but surely. I mean,
See, this is why I started trying to learn Portuguese, because I had an ex who was Portuguese and he used to talk on the phone to his mum about me. So I just hear blah, 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 and then my name, and then carry on. I'm like,
But
well, I need to...
Portuguese is crazy. Like Spanish, you can at least like understand the single words they say, but Portuguese is just a slur
Yeah.
of S and T and CH and whatever. It's
It's
brutal.
a very
really.
flowy language.
Yeah.
I should probably
All the
start it out on something a little easier.
that we have.
I
is 'cause
do.
of that.
I do enjoy how Brazilian Portuguese sounds because they have a show on Netflix called 3%, and they have a voice dub over that you can use while you're watching it. But I just want to read the subtitles and listen to the Brazilian Portuguese. I love it. I will never speak it, but
But there's always a part of my brain that hopes that if I watch something in its native language, it'll just filter through somehow. This
magically
hopeful part of
enter
my
my
brain
brain.
that's just like, I'll just
Yeah.
absorb it. It'll be fine. That's not how it works.
no, doesn't quite work that way, does it? Okay, well, you know what? Let's moving on from the Dutch challenge. I wanted to ask. Yeah, I know. It's so sad. It always comes to an end, unfortunately. Let's start with you, Jay. So Jay, you are a voice actor,
Allegedly, yep.
allegedly, and what else do you do?
Award-winning voice actor.
Award-winning voice actor. Oh,
Somebody's been looking at the Twitter bio.
Oh yes.
It also says I'm an undeniable nerd, which is equally as true.
And do you play Elite
Qualifications to
Dangerous,
be
or
on the
have
show?
you played Elite Dangerous?
I have played approximately 15 minutes of Elite Dangerous. I installed it. Me and Elite Dangerous have a history as such, and I finally got hold of it last week, Thursday, I think. So it's downloaded, it's installed. I did a tutorial mission, and then I had to go do stuff.
went,
So
"I
I haven't
can't
really touched
dock."
it since. Yeah,
And
pretty much.
what are you using for controls? Are you using a mouse and keyboard? Do you have a joystick?
Yeah, I am gonna
gamepad?
get a joystick because mouse and keyboard just no. Yeah, so I've got a full HOTUS on order, and I'm trying to get my hands on an Oculus Rift as well because I'm a big fan of VR.
Oh my
And a little
goodness,
worried that,
we
you
could
know,
talk
It's
about
gonna
that for
blow
ages.
your mind.
Oh god!
yeah.
Plus, I mean, I did try my first ever. See, this is where I become nerdy, and you will literally have to tell me to shut up. But I tried.
Oh no, we
my
can't tell you to
first
shut up. We're all
ever-
nerds here.
No, you
Oh,
will.
good. Yeah, no, seriously, Amelia knows all too well that you will.
Let's see, shall we?
Especially if we go into VR. But my first ever experience with the new version of Elite, as it is now, was on the Oculus DK1 at an event in London, and that's where I first tried Elite, and it's where I first tried the Oculus before it, obviously long before it was the consumer version. So that's kind of why I'm a bit addicted. And I was there touting to get work on Elite Dangerous, and this was 3 years ago now, I think.
Yeah, it's been about 3 years it's been out.
Yeah, so it's 2014, April, I think, and I was there. It was really weird, actually, because I was talking to Adam Woods, who's one of the producers at Frontier, and sort of, touting for work, and this was at the point before they had any voice work in Elite. And unbeknownst to me, David Raybon was behind me being interviewed by the BBC, and I randomly got roped into a BBC interview about, so what did you make of VR? I was like, hello. So that was my experience with Elite, and then I didn't hear from them for a number of years because there was no voices in the game, and now here I am. So it's a wonderful love story, and I'm currently talking about book rights. So. No,
excellent.
Yes.
And aside from voice acting, do you do any real live acting?
Oh, that was nicely sidestepped.
Real
Yes.
acting.
Yeah, I was.
You have a real.
No, I was gonna say real life acting, but then I was like, no, it's not real life acting. It's all real life acting, isn't it?
Thanks, Josh, for
When are you
making
going to
my
get a
fault
proper
early
job?
look really small.
Hey, listen. I'm not judging at all. Believe me, both my sister and her husband are actors. One of them plays
I'm
on
so
Rain. As a
sorry.
matter of fact, he's one of the main characters. My sister does tons of voice acting work, and she has encouraged me for years and years and years to keep saying, "Go get voice acting. Do a voice reel and submit it to some talent agencies because you'll get work." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? That sounds cool. Maybe I will," but never got around to it. But
Good, I don't need the competition.
Oh please!
Says that, but the
I
next
tried to
thing
do a
is-
Boston accent. I couldn't even do that. I murdered it. I was like, what the hell was my horrible Boston accent? Sounded like.
Oh my God, we were at PAX.
Oh yeah.
We were in
oh,
Boston.
That was
Yeah.
Josh was attempting a Boston
Even
accent.
I have
and
to-
it was,
Boston. I couldn't do it for the life of me.
Yeah, but you say no voice acting.
If he says a full sentence in his Boston accent, it sounds straight Russian. Like if he tries to do any kind of accent for longer than a
most of
couple
his
words,
accents drift into Russian.
to switch around, you do Russian, you end up speaking.
Oh, Russian! I can do very good. I will talk to you as Russians. You like
you sound like a
vodka,
Russian
yes?
Borat.
He's a sleeper. Sleeper agent.
Well,
All he can
Borat
do-
is kind of like from the
That's
former
stereotypical.
Soviet, so.
In Russian, you just have to remember how big your head is. That is all that is important.
It's very big.
Whoever has
Very
the biggest
big.
head is the highest
All right.
rank, okay?
That's all our Russian viewers gone?
Do we have any
I do a
Russian?
lot of accents. I can probably offend everybody.
Absolutely.
Taking requests.
Jo-
Who do
Josh
you want to
says
get rid
he's-
of?
Josh says that he's, oh no, I'm not doing voice acting, and then the next thing you know, he's doing
I'm doing voice acting on YouTube,
his
right?
video series. Yeah.
My whole video series
and
is
mine
voice
as well,
acting.
but that wasn't voice acting. That was you being you on my series, so that doesn't really count.
That was me
Well,
being
you
me.
know
But
that's not
that's the
voice
best type of
acting,
voice
but-
acting, is I'm just being
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah, I
That's,
mean,
but
we
that's
found.
not what we do.
Well, this is the thing. I
Right.
mean,
Like the Zerara
you
is
two
my
sort of, like,
voice.
born
pretty much.
into it. You know,
not
born
the
into
Zero,
voice
sorry.
acting as early actors or what? Because I mean, we found just doing voices for our video series, coming at it as complete amateurs with no experience at this kind of thing. We start doing voices and we're going, that sounds crap. And if you listen to the first 2 or 3 episodes of ours, they're not. We don't think they're that good. To be honest. We think we've got a little better. Since then.
I wanted to ask Amelia, actually, if you don't mind, Amelia.
Like child actresses or what?
Yes. Is this the same you on IMDb? Because it has a different name, and it mentions something about being born in a city whose name I butchered earlier, and Turgeon gave me shit for.
Yes.
It says Warwickshire.
Warwickshire.
Is that you, or is that someone else?
Oh, bless you. No, that is me.
That is you. Okay.
Warwickshire.
Warwickshire. I just couldn't figure out why you would spell it Warwickshire and then call it Warwickshire. It just doesn't make sense. The wick is silent.
You know?
I love listening to American tourists trying to get their tongues around the various place names here. It's just beautiful. I went to college in a place called Stratford-upon-Avon, and we used to get these people stopping us like, excuse me, I reckon you do Straightforward-upon-Avon Theatre. Straightforward-upon-Avon? Where's that? Straightforward-upon-Avon.
It's funny too because that's actually English, right? And it's you can't even pronounce it, and other people who speak English can't even pronounce it. I live in a city where all the names are in French, and we get people come here and they're like, "Oh, excuse me, do you know how to get to Pi X Street?" and it's called P9, and it's like, oh, Pi X, yeah, Pi X. So, but that's all in French, so you would expect them to make a mistake with it. How come English can't write English the way it's pronounced? It doesn't make sense.
We didn't used to pronounce it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Worcestershire, right?
Well, I think my favourite is up in the northeast. There's where my family are from originally. There's a place that's everybody calls it Finkel Abbey, but if you read it, it's spelled Finchale, and I can't for the life of me work out how it ever got called Finkel. But you know, it's just one of these little peculiarities. That
I love listening to people
pronounce it that way. You're not from round there.
Yeah, exactly. It's a test, is what it is.
A lot of that.
I had an American friend who I used to be involved with the RAF, and Strike Command for the RAF used to be in a place called High Wycombe, and we had an American chap come over who just he said, "Yeah, I'm trying to find my way to High Wycombe." I don't know what that is. I don't know how you got that.
Yeah, I like Leicestershire as well for the same reason. Like watching the confusion as they get further into the word.
Yeah, it's
like,
a shared
deeper into the word.
There was a fantastic cop program on in the States. I used to watch it with my dad. It would have been like late 90s, I guess. And it was this, "Hi, I'm Sheriff George Burnell," and it was this silver fox guy standing in front of squad cars talking about police pileups and things. And whenever he would cut to a scene from an English police car, watching him try and butcher the names was brilliant. And now check out this scene from Birmingham in Leicestershire, England.
England.
As an American, I approve.
But yes, Warwickshire is my hometown.
Warwickshire, okay. And you were a voice actress as of the age of 5, according to that page.
I had a really bad lisp when I was tiny, and my mum was an actress, and she was like, "Oh, this kid's making some weird sounds. I'm going to send her to my old voice teacher." So I went to her when I was like 3, 4.
Electrocution lessons,
yeah.
So they actually sent you there to like fix your speech?
Yes, to make me not rubbish. And by the time the lisp was gone, the teacher kind of went, "Oh, she's actually kind of good at this. Do you want to keep her on?" So I carried on acting. And then when I was 5, my mum was a voiceover artist as well, and she couldn't get a babysitter one day. And this was back in the days before all these technological advancements that mean you can voice from home. So she took me to the studio so she could work. And they went, we actually need a kid for an advert going on. Go, stick her in the booth, see what happens. And I've been doing it ever since.
Oh,
so
awesome.
they forced you into child labor, is what you're saying?
Yeah, basically. Never saw a penny of it.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's an actor's
And
life.
Jay, did you also have a lisp when you were a child?
No, mine's much less interesting. I have no deformities of the throatal area whatsoever. No, I'm kind of the exact opposite from Amelia. Really, I got into voicing very late. I've always done performing. I was always in bands and orchestras and theatre and stuff at school. But I went and got a very boring job. I always wanted to voice, but I just didn't have the guts to do it, really. So I went off and got a boring job in IT. I had a 13-year job in IT, and then got bored, very, very bored one day, and went, yeah, enough of this. Let's go and pursue this voice acting stuff. And then a few years later, I left my job, and here I am now doing Dutch challenges on live YouTube channels.
When
Some
did it
people
all
would
go
question
wrong?
my life choices, yeah.
When did it all go wrong?
I've got this slated with the therapist on Tuesday to walk this through.
Oh, it's Sunday. I was talking Dutch, and
You can always look back on today as the day your career died.
I can.
Yes.
Yeah. I've lost medical benefits and a pension, but now I'm doing the Dutch challenge, so it's fine.
it can only go up from here, though, Jay.
It can.
It can only go up. So,
The Dutch are angry with me. The Germans are angry with me. I'm scared.
The Russians too.
And the Russians, yeah.
well, the Russians are angry all the time, so
Yes, that's their natural state. I wouldn't worry about it.
That's because they don't have
They're
a big
angry at
enough
everyone.
We've been through this.
Yeah, exactly. It's all down to the brim. Get a bigger brim.
Oh, jeez.
now.
Well, I think
as-
it's fair to say that the whole of the Elite Dangerous community has been blown away by your guys'
Oh, yeah.
performances on these voice logs.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, thank you very much.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah,
been nice, I
it's,
think, for both me and Amelia. It's been probably the first chance, or the first occasion where we've been able to kind of interact with the community in this
Yeah,
way
yeah.
and kind of actually get feedback for work we've done, or rather get the chance to see the impact of the work we've done, which is really
And I
nice.
think the Elite Dangerous community is probably one of the best communities to experience something like that because
You
most
do.
people
Yeah.
in here are
Very good
absolutely
community.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And-
have a
Well,
great community.
I think it's partly because of the way that the game evolved, that there's this brilliant shared ownership feeling behind it,
Yeah.
where everybody's and the fact that so rarely does a company actually listen to the players. They usually give you a game and that's it, and they want to hear what you want next. It's an evolving game. They want to see what is wanted, and I've just had some news come up in my private Twitter about that, but I'll tell you about it in a second. But basically, that if players want something, they're not stupid at Frontier. If players want something, then they're probably going to look at ways to see if that's possible.
Well, Amelia, if you have something on your Twitter, I'm going to have to ask you to read that very quickly because, unfortunately,
Is it that time?
yes,
You
it
really
is
want to cut
that
it short?
time.
Oh, come on.
I don't have much of a choice. I'm a little bit restricted by the bounds of YouTube publishing. If I broadcast for more than 2 hours, it cuts off a good chunk of it.
Yeah, come on. The first few minutes were not that important, right?
They don't count.
Well, listen, as much as I would love to have you guys on longer, I really would, believe me. We will have to bring the BroCast to a close here in just 2 minutes' time. So,
Okay.
Aw.
I'll tell
You're welcome to come
Shall I
back
tell you
anytime
really
and
quickly?
butcher another book.
yes, tell us quick, though. What is the
Okay, very
news?
quickly. Well, the thing that you were asking me about whether I could voice the logs in Rebecca's voice, I sent Drew a message and went, people are asking me for this thing. And he's basically got, I've said that I defer to Frontier for that. And he just says, let me know how that goes. You'd certainly have my blessing. So
Oh,
that's
yes.
basically, ask Frontier for it if you want that.
Right. Come on, everybody.
Ask
Oh,
them.
come on,
We
we
will
bros.
do.
Bug
Have at it.
Frontier for it.
Join
Have at it.
forces, storm the forums, and make them do it.
Don't hurt them, they're nice.
While you're there, can you bring me back from the dead? Just,
Again,
Oh,
how
absolutely.
many times have you died?
Can we
No,
defrost
we-
me like Captain America?
No, that would be the
Oh
guy
God,
in
can
my
you
hole.
imagine it? It'd be awful.
I'm a
Oh,
Boston
God.
Captain America.
Yeah, I had about 15 episodes of my video series with a frozen guy in an escape pod that I was listening to his thoughts. So there you go.
Well, we have
All right.
about 30 seconds left before I got to close this down. So let me just say very, very, very quickly, Jay Britton, everyone, you can go check him out on Twitter. Jay, what is your Twitter handle, please?
Voice Jay Britton.
voice Jay Britton. Amelia, how do we find you on Twitter? I should know that. I have you open on Twitter right over here. You're
I'm
at
just down as Amelia Tyler.
Amelia Tyler.
I've put links to your websites in the chat as well.
Yeah, there's some links coming up, and we'll make sure to put those in the
us
description
out.
as well, so you guys can give them a shout out, tell them how much you enjoyed them being on the show. And Jay, Amelia, thank you very much for joining us on the BroCast today.
Yes,
we very much appreciate it. We
Lovely
also appreciate
to be here, chaps.
the wonderful work that you've done for the voice acting in Elite Dangerous and for the community. So everyone in chat is showing lots of love for them right now. And for the rest of us, Shibuka, Greytest, Turgeon, and myself, we will say thank you once again for joining us. All the salutes in there. I don't have time to do the roll call, but we'll take this second to say thank you all for joining and for your support. Thank you again to Miguel Johnson for the donation, and we will see you guys next Sunday at the same time and same place. For now, this is Commander Josh Hawkins, signing off.
Murica.